I'm very happy, very excited. I still cannot believe it's 60 years. I still cannot believe that I'm celebrating my 60th birthday because, like I keep telling people, it crept in on me. I wasn't planning it, I was just doing my thing, and of course, every year, it kept adding to it until I realized that, hey, it's 60. So I'm quite excited about it, and I'm quite happy that it's coming at a time like this. So what is on my mind is basically to say thank you to God, say thank you to the Almighty God for grace, because it's about grace, the grace that I have over my life. He has blessed every step that I've taken, and it's been met with huge success. So it's a big thank you to everybody who has been part of my journey. Basically, all the um, big people who believe in me, those who have supported the brand, most especially the current president, who has always invested in me even before Tinubu came on stream. I mean, I've known him for very many years when he was a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and then we've been together all the way. He took me as a young friend, as a young brother, what the Yorubas would call a blue, and I learned a lot from him. I mean, I studied him in so many ways, and I mean, he had a lot of influence on my life, and I say thank you to him because many things I was able to do over the years had a lot of his influence in it. Lessons learned from him, looking at the way he goes about his things and all that. So I'm very happy that 2016.
Thank you, sir. So, what can you say about your relationship with President Tinubu and how he influenced your career, sir?
Well, at the time I met him, I was sent on an errand to drop something for him in his house in Victoria. That should be in '82, I think, there or thereabout. He's still a senator in Abuja. And so my boss, Mr. Bayaranuga, who works with him now as an SA political, SA media, sent me to go and see him. And I should drop a document and get his view on it and all that. So I went. And lo and behold, he attended to me. We sat down. And then one of the characteristics of Mr. President is that he asked about me. He asked me what I was doing. He asked me who I was. I told him I was just a reporter, an ordinary reporter and all that. And I said, oh, that's good and all that. Of course, he advised me that I should keep to journalism is a good one, blah, blah, blah. And then I was to take the reply back and then bring the final copy of the document back to him. So that was how our relationship started. I did the correct said version to keep back to him. And then from time to time, he would ask me to do this for him, get some document for him, get this for him, drop this for him. And before I knew what was happening, I became like an unofficial PA. I mean, I would at times resume there before I go to work, or when I was to work, I would leave and go and meet him. Of course, there was a lot to do. I mean, photocopying of documents. I mean, I did it gladly because I was learning from him, and I saw how he played his politics. And for me, it was a learning process. I was like learning a lot of things that you can't learn in school. You can't learn in the 4 walls of the university. And then months after that came politics, came the annulment of June 12. And even at that time, I was still very close to him. He was moving from one house to another. So when we finished talking, at times he would say, meet me at number 2, Gerald. Meet me at number 6, Lupeju Road. I mean, those were, I learned a lot of things. I mean, being security conscious, the fact that if he sleeps here today, he will not be there tomorrow. I mean, he was always moving guest houses, houses of friends, and all that. So I learned that from him, that you have to cover your tracks, you have to keep yourself secure. And then I saw his commitment to democracy. When the June 12 election was annulled, um, he took it personal. He funded the anti-democracy moves. He funded a lot of things, funded a lot of activity, funded Nadeco, and was the arrowhead, was central to the opposition politics at that time. And then he took over the campaign to enforce the results of June 12, the campaign to install Chief Abiola as president and all of that. And of course, at some point he had to leave the country. And I remember that evening when he had to leave, he got a call and he was told that it was important for him to leave the country, and that if he wanted the campaign to continue, it's better for him to be outside Nigeria, where he can then coordinate what was going on. So he left Nigeria, and that was the last I saw of him until he came back very many years after that. So I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot of not in terms of activism, a lot in terms of reading of books. He was surrounded. That's what many people don't know about him. He had so many books. Any new book that comes out, he would buy it and he would read, and he would ask you to read, and then you would discuss with him. So that was one part of me that I learned a lot. And of course, it was because of him that I also like to wear native today, because he doesn't have time on his hands. So when he leaves home in the morning, depending on where he would sleep and all that, I mean, you would have to go with a spare bunch that you wear the next day. And it's so easy. Once you get into it, just wear your shoes, you're off. And like when you wear shirt, you're looking at the shoe that will go with it, or the trousers that will match it, and all of that. So all of that was not part of. So I saw that, okay, it's for functionality, native is good and all that, and that was why I like it. So for me, anytime I go anywhere, I just grab, it's an extra bunch and off I go. And that's I pick from him. Then resilience, hard work, doggedness, all the things I picked up from him. And I was so happy that I had that experience working with him, even though not in an official capacity, but at least working. And then I can also say that I learned to be nice to people from him. This was a man who didn't know me from anywhere. And then he would always ask after me, always ask after my job, my family, and all of that. And he would say one day I would come and visit you at home, but I would just smile or laugh that why would a great man like that say he also want to greet me at home and all that. Until the day I lost my father, and we had a burial in Remo, in the state. He didn't tell me he was coming. We were busy serving and all of that. Next thing, somebody rushed to me and said, Senator Tinubu is around. And all of that. I even thought he was the only one that came. So of course I dashed outside to go and welcome him. And I saw him with so many senators. He came with a lot of senators. And I'm like, for somebody to leave, to have left Abuja, of course, to come to Lagos, from Lagos to come to Jebu, not alone. We were like 4 or 5 other senators and a lot of other younger politicians with him. Really, really touched my heart. And I was like, it means that this man actually values friendship, values relationship with people and all that. Because I didn't have anything to offer him. I was just a reporter, and there are so many reporters around. So even if he doesn't want to relate with me, he can tell my boss to give me another report. I don't like this your reporter, and then they will give me so. But for him to have kept faith with me, and we had a relationship going, and of course, when I do my major birthdays, he would send me a formal letter commending me and congratulating me on my birthday and all that. And even this 60th birthday that I'm doing, he has sent a letter congratulating me, and then of course that will come out on the day of my birthday. Which so, I mean, what else can you expect from somebody who? That was why I was so happy that at the end of the day, he won as the president of Nigeria, and he has been doing the little he can do. I mean, if you look at the last 2 years now, he has altered, he has changed the face of Nigeria. All the problems he met on the ground, he's been trying to resolve it. And one thing people don't know about him is that by nature, people criticize him. Even when he's doing something good, somebody will say he's doing something bad. So all that you are reading in the papers and all that are normal things. Many people don't acknowledge the good things he does, but basically come up with, oh, who is he, what does he, and he himself is used to it, and he keeps saying that he doesn't allow that to slow him down. He will do what he thinks is right. He will do what he thinks he needs to be done at the time he's doing it, and he has remained faithful to, and he has helped so many people. I can go on and on listing people he has helped. I mean, the last count, that was the day I wanted to do a story on it, I counted close to 300 people that he has taken from nowhere and then brought them up, made them ministers, made them governors, made them essays, made them this one, made them, let's talk of those at the grassroots that he has touched their life. Councillors, chairman of the government councils and all that. So for me, that's one of the things that has made me so happy that at least we have a president today who worked for that job. He consistently, since he came in to government in 1999, has been working on not only doing good as governor of Lagos State, but eyeing the presidential seat, and eventually he got it. And of course, one significant thing about the last elections that many of us didn't also realize is that he practically fought his battle himself. Many of his loyalists did not believe in him. Many of those who were around him didn't believe in him. He was the only one that believed that, oh, this journey, I can see that I'll win this thing. And of course, that's why I kept on telling them that Emiloko, throughout many people that we know to be his aide, to be his boy, I mean, like the Tinubu boys and all that, many of them didn't believe, they couldn't believe that, he would fight a battle and win as president of Nigeria. He didn't, but he believed in himself. And that was another lesson I learned from him. Believe in yourself, believe you can do it. And if you believe you can do it, just walk towards it. You might be lucky, God will bless you and you will have it. So that's why I'm so happy.
So, sir, what can you say about his wife, Senator Lurem Tinubu?
I've known her since the 80s. She's the one that we normally meet at home when we go to his house. At times when he gives us an appointment, 4 o'clock, meet me at home. We go to his VIP, and of course, the person we meet there is Senator Lurem. She was just an ordinary wife of a senator at that time. And then she would come out every few minutes. So, on the birthday, things like that. And at times she would prepare lunch for us, prepare dinner for us, or give us water or drinks, just to keep us busy waiting for the senator, the distinguished senator at that time. And then that was how we went. And of course, when he became governor and she became first lady, she really supported city people in so many ways. She was one that launched civil entertainment at Motherland, in Abuja's Motherland. She got there early. She got there 1 hour before the takeoff time, and then she waited for at least an hour before we got set up. We set up, in her presence, in mind. She waited, she launched it, and she left. She's a very good woman. She's very, very, very good. Those who she has touched their lives will attest to it that she's a. So when people say things about her negatively, I always laugh because I know that That is not the person they're talking about. But of course, in politics, you need to pull people down so that you can get to the top and all that. So I understand what's going on.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how do you see the last 2 years of President Tinubu administration?
It's been a lot of hard work. To be honest, I never even thought that um, His Excellency would be able to do half of what he did. I just thought, okay, from all the negative stories we had during the elections, he's tired, he's old, he's doing. I just felt he would probably just be going slowly and all of that. But when he moved in, and then for the first 6 months, 7 months, he was working back to back, and he was addressing these fundamental issues that we all know. I mean, fuel subsidy, everything was dealing with them one after the other. I mean, I knew that, this wasn't the same President Tinubu that people used to think of. And he was spot on. He would travel, he would arrive from west, travel to, you go to the north, you come back, go to the east. So the last 2 years have been filled with a lot of hard work, policy initiatives, and then one is happy that we're beginning to see this. Initially it was hard, everybody will attest to that. It was hard, and it's still a bit hard, but we can see results. I mean, I was talking to some women not too long ago, and they told me that during the last Eid al-Fitr, prices of things came down. Usually during fasting, prices will go up, but this time around it's stabilizing. Even the fuel itself is stabilizing. The Dangote refinery has been bringing down the pot and all that. Things are looking good, and I believe that by the time in another 2 years that the president builds on the success of the present initiatives, we would have a better society in our hands.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.